Okay, we're live. What is this?
Hey everybody, welcome to our show and tell. This is our weekly video show we do every week at 7:30 p.m.-ish about where you, the viewer, show off your project, your maker space, your 3D printer, or your wearables, whatever it is that you're working on. We're going to start off with some Adafruit peeps and then wrap it up with C. Scott, who will play us out as well. And we got to get out of here at 7:55, so please help us finish on time so we can continue to the next video show. Kick it off, Tony D.
First up, Tony D, fresh off the SuperCon conference.
Yeah, right. I was at the Hackaday Super Conference over the weekend. Really cool conference. But I had a neat little demo here. So this thing is a scrolling text message. It says SamD21 MicroPython rocks. And hey, surprise, surprise, it's MicroPython that's powering this display. So it's a little demo I made for Super Conference. This is a Feather M0 ADA logger, but it doesn't really matter, any Feather M0. And this is the CharliePlex Featherwing that's on here. So it's all MicroPython stuff. And I did a video stream yesterday where I talked about how I made this text scroller because fitting all the font data in memory is actually kind of challenging. So there's some
your shirt.
yeah, it does kind of match the shirt, right? Exactly. So, well, this is almost like Game of Life. It looks like this is a Hackaday shirt for it. So, anyways, check out YouTube and you can see that video for how to do this. And probably at the end of the week, I'll have a library where you can use this and do text on displays. And I've also got like the LED matrix display. Oops, I don't have it handy, but other displays will work with this too. So fun stuff.
Sweet, thank you for the super high speed Tony D update.
All right, now Pedro, what have you printed this week?
Hey guys, yeah. So I'm still on the Cosplay Prop. What do you call it? Bandwagon something. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of cosplay props. So this week I did a fairly large one. This is sort of a combination of a blade and a gun. It's called the Stormflower, and it's from the anime Ruby. And I just mounted a NeoPixel, a single NeoPixel in the front there, and I have a button back here, and the trigger actually actuates it, so I get this nice cool animation. This is actually some code that Tony wrote a couple of months ago. It uses interpolation to fade a gradient with time, so that you can kind of adjust the colors. You can change the duration of the animation. It's really nice. You get this really nice sweet effect. So you get a lot of flexibility there, and the circuit is really, really simple. I have the trinket and the battery actually in the magazine here of the gun, so it's just a good example of how you can sort of reuse the circuit, reuse the code, and all sorts of different cosplay props and even costumes. So this could work well for a costume, and you could totally switch out the button for something like an accelerometer or a light sensor or like a vibration sensor. It'd be really easy to switch it out because it's basically a button. So that's this week's project, and
nice.
I like it.
That's a nice effect.
Yeah, it's a real nice effect. Choo, choo. I just need sound effects now.
Very cool.
Cool. Thanks, guys. We'll talk about it more tomorrow, and you guys will probably show the video tonight.
That's right. It's already in the Videotron.
In the cube. Cool. Thanks, guys. Hey, guys.
Yeah. All right, John Park.
Hey, JP.
Hey, everybody. I just released a new video and guide today on creating a light painting paintbrush for long exposure photography. It uses a circuit playground, which I've stuck to the end of a AAA battery pack, and I also mounted a little potentiometer on there so you could adjust the brightness. And it uses the accelerometer to change the, oh, that's very bright, let me lower that, to change the color so that you get sort of a calligraphy type of effect when you set a bulb exposure on a camera and paint with light. So I'm going to attempt a screen share so I can show you some images. Let's try. You might see a crazy mirror of yourselves. All right, let's see. Did that work?
Yes.
Yay. So, whoops, but I broke it. So here is a little selection of, oh, there's the build photos. It's a bit bigger.
It's you.
That's great.
And you can also use this for, so this is actually a type of light painting called light drawing. You can also paint with light. In some of these examples, you'll see I've actually pointed a light at my face for a little bit too. Like in this one, you get this kind of ghostly effect. So you can use this as a light to light up some of the parts of an image as well. So light painting, pretty cool. Here's one where I was using the potentiometer to wiggle the brightness on and off as I was moving it, so you get these little sort of mini streaks happening. And I was noticing Adafruit, we have done a ton of really cool light painting guides over the years. There are, I think, 7 or 8 of them on learn.adafruit.com. So if you're interested, check it out. It's everything from POV to this simple one that I've done here today to ones that use images loaded onto large NeoPixel strips that are able to track as you move them, so you get sort of a raster right in the middle of a photograph. So check it out.
All right.
Sweet.
And we'll be playing that video tonight.
Super.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, Christian, welcome back.
Hey, Christian.
Nice
Can
hat.
you hear me?
Go Cubs.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, go Cubs. This is a hat that I made. Me and my dad made it for my nephew, who is a huge Cubs fan. And we've got we took a 16-pixel NeoPixel ring and cut 4 of the pixels out. And then I put a little 3D printed piece of T-glaze plastic for the letter C and a strip of NeoPixels across the front. And then in the back, we've got a LiPo battery and a Feather 32 U4 Bluefruit. And so he can control it from his iPad or his smartphone
Wow.
to change the pattern or pick a color with the color picker. If you use the controller pad in the Bluefruit Connect app, each button gives you a different pattern. And then you can use the color picker to make it all one solid color. Right now it's just running a demo pattern, but he could change the pattern or the colors or whatever he wanted. So he hasn't seen it yet. I'm going to send him a link to this show and surprise him with it. And then next time I see him, I'll give it to him.
Sweet.
So he's 11 years old, great baseball player, and a big Cubs fan. So he's
All right.
very,
He doesn't even know what life is like without the Cubs winning the World Series. How envious
he-
of him.
well, a friend of mine who's in his 50s said, I've been waiting my whole life for this, Chris. And I said, hey, people a lot older than you been waiting their whole life for this.
Outstanding. Well, if
I
you
just-
want to put a show and tell sticker in there, you can email support@adafruit.com. We can send you out a sticker before you send it out too.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Sweet. Nice to see you.
Thanks so much, Chris.
Bye, Chris.
All right. Next up, Richard. How's it going, Richard?
Hey,
Ooh, this
Richard.
looks-
Lowy.
it's Bluefruit night.
Hey guys, so actually this is a new thing. I've been revisiting some of the ESP8266 projects, and I know I had been working with that for a while, but the biggest problem I had was once you get the program in there, you have to actually hard code the SSID and password in the Arduino code, and that basically makes it a no-go for just handing a project off to somebody. But recently I revisited it and I found a new library which actually works really good. It's called Wi-Fi Manager, and what it does is it makes it so that if your device will try and connect to a network. If it doesn't connect to a network, it's switched to host mode, and then in host mode it has you prompt for the SSID. So this is connected up through Adafruit IO. And I can change colors, but this one's not connected, so that these are also not using the Huzzah, but the ESP01 chips, because I have a whole bunch of them. But I did test it out with the Huzzah, and it works fine. So in order to connect this to the network, what I do is I can disconnect from my Wi-Fi here at the makerspace, and on my phone, it's actually going to pop up with the SSID for this chip as host. So ESP NeoPixels, I hit connect, and now I can go to my web browser. And if I go to home, you can see now there's a configure. And I can get info on the chip, so it'll give me the MAC ID for security stuff. And then also I can do configure Wi-Fi. And I can select the makerspace, enter in the password, and let me just do that.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And then it will retain that until it experiences another network that it's unfamiliar with. Then you have to go through this process over and over again. So it's going to connect here in just a minute, and you should see these lights turn green briefly and then off. So the green and off, and now that's connected. And I can then change the colors on Adafruit IO. Now what's really cool is that also this will accept additional fields. So the next thing I'm going to try out is adding the API token and the MQTT server address. So you can enter those in and then see how it saves it there. But right now I've tied that in with your guys' MQTT examples there. So I'm going to hopefully write out a tutorial pretty quick on how to do this for internet-connected Christmas lights that you can give to someone else and have them easily connect.
That's great.
The best gift is NeoPixels.
the best gift is not worrying about what your SSID is.
I know.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Richard. Excellent work.
Sweet.
Okay. Next up, Andrew. Hello, Andrew. I'm your microcontrollers project.
Hello.
Hello.
So it was Halloween, right? And I was
Always
inspired to make one of the pumpkins, but it's not using the Arduino code. I couldn't find the Arduino code for it, so it's using an ESP8266, a Feather Huzzah, with JavaScript. And so because I couldn't find the code for the eyes and the mouth, I generated an online tool where you can draw the pixels. I'll show you it. Where you can draw.
What a neat world where if you can't find Arduino code, just run some JavaScript, whatever. It's cool.
Yeah. So can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can create new frames, and you can change the animation. So it's like blinking, winking, things like that. So you can generate the JavaScript code, and you can generate the C++ code here. I wanted to make it so that you can just download the whole Arduino sketch, and it uses the Adafruit library there, or the full JavaScript animation code. Maybe Tony D can help export some Python code so people can use the LED backpacks and MicroPython.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yay.
So, yeah.
All the languages getting along.
Yeah. Well, my Tonight project is using some of the code that Tony made for a text scroller. So this seems like the next step. All right. Well, thank you so much, Andrew. Very cool. If you want to email support@adafruit.com, we'll send you an SE on the show and tell sticker for that JavaScript-powered pumpkin.
Cool.
Twister. JavaScript-powered pumpkin. All right. We'll go to Idian, and then we'll wrap up the show with C. Scott. Idian, how's it going?
Hi. So I have an interesting shape that I've been working on. It's this little thing, and it's basically a sphere with 3 cylinders punched through it in all 3 axes. And as a result, when it twists, it retracts like that, and it compresses when twisted. And it contracts a lot. I believe the extended to retraction ratio was like 5:1, which is tremendous for actuators of this size. You may remember this thing from more than a year and a half ago. It's a little arm-mounted cuff that would bend my arm. And I'm thinking, I was starting to redo this project and figuring out how to make these air muscles contract more. But I'm looking into using this kind of shape instead and chaining these together. So this was directly printed in NinjaFlex. And so here's an example of one that's chained together. It doesn't really do it. There's still a lot of kinks to work out with the geometry, and I'm learning about the different variables that impact this kind of shape and its behavior. But overall, pretty interesting geometry that can be directly 3D printed. And it's quite cool. And
is it hydraulic, or is it you twist it?
Yeah, so it's fully mechanical in that it's just the twisting of it that makes it compress in that sense.
Very cool. When aliens land, I have a feeling it's going to look kind of like this. Very cool. Well, thank you so much. As always, you get a show and tell sticker if you want. And I saw a project the other day. What's interesting is when you start to see projects or things, and you think of people, there was a tubeless bike tire and had a pattern inside of the wheel, and it still would bounce and compress, but it reminded me of some of your work. So
yeah, very cool.
All sorts of stuff. All right.
Totally.
Hey, Scott, welcome back. And play us out.
Hello, C. Scott.
You can hear me this week, right?
Yeah.
Good, good. I wanted to catch up on. I told you I would show you about. My son did that cosplay, the cosplay of the character Sans from Undertale, and this is a from silicone rubber.
Yeah.
But we decided, to go with the lower tech approach to lighting. He wanted the eyes. It's probably hard to see with front lighting, but you can see that the eyes are glowing white. Well, what we used is on Amazon, I just got a box of little LED votive inserts that they put in the little candle holders that you might see in a church or just house decor. But they look like, see the little cylindrical device right there with the bulb cap. White LED and 2 coin cells in a little waterproof enclosure, and you twist the top to close the circuit and light the LEDs. I just simply fastened those inside the mask. Let me see if I can get the camera to show you one. You should be able to see the one that's lit there. The idea was, you already have a limited field of vision because you're looking out of these 2 half-inch eye holes in the front of the mask. Well, you can't have too much ambient light in there, or you're going to be blinded by the near field lighting, and you won't be able to see out of the mask at all. So we had to work with positioning in the mask to minimize the issues that you would have with the light scattering into your eyes. And it turns out down near your cheeks, where it's sort of pointed away from your face, and you can just let the interior reflectivity of the mask scatter the light in a reasonably comfortable manner. It worked out pretty well, I think. I originally went with this. I got these little cheap plastic glasses. There's no lenses in them, they're just frames. And I taped a pair of those to that. It works okay, except putting the mask on, it tends to knock these loose. So, it was a backup plan. Like I said, you just twist one of these and it turns on. And,
Simple, effective.
Low tech, but effective. Yeah, I've been building Chrominiuses. I don't have anything hooked up. I'll play something in the studio next time.
Okay.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you, everyone. Another show and tell. Thank you, Tony.
We'll go bleep, 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 and C. Scott's.
I'm so jealous. My brother-in-law went to Game 7.
Thank you, Chris.
So anyway.
Pumpkins.
And, Brian, who just came in. If you can come back next week, we're about to wrap up the show. But we're here every week, so you know where to find us.
It's got some sort of lizard theremin or something going on there.
And,
but next week.
And thank you, everyone, for making this the highlight of this week. For sure. Yay. So thank you so much, everyone. This is a great example of people coming together, showing and sharing all their smarts and making cool stuff. So thank you once again for making show and tell so much fun. Very much appreciated.
No matter what happens in Washington, make.
Yeah. All right, everybody. See you on Ask an Engineer in a few minutes.
Bye.
Look at all these blinkies.
Yeah, blinkies.
Later.
Make America blinky again.
Make America